That moment when a German girl walked up to me at Angena Beach and said, "Your friends seemed fun." And my mind went completely blank. 3 years of English classes, and I just stood there like a frozen samosa.
Oh no, what did you say?
I said thank you and walked away. Ah, thank you, like she gave me a compliment about my shoes or something.
That's painful.
It haunted me for weeks, and that's exactly why we're doing this episode today. Hey everyone, I'm Maya, and if you've ever felt your stomach drop when a foreigner tries to talk to you, this episode is for you.
And I'm Carlos. I'm from Spain, so English is my second language too. I know that specific panic when your brain knows the words, but your mouth just refuses to cooperate.
Right? So today we're talking about vacation friendships. And I'm not talking about the hello, nice weather small talk. I mean the real connections, the kind where you meet someone at a hostel in Rishikesh on Tuesday, and by Friday you're sharing momos and life stories.
These are honestly some of the best friendships you'll ever make. Think about it. If you're both away from home, you're both in adventure mode, and there's no pressure of, will I see this person at work on Monday?
Exactly. And here's what changed everything for me. I learned that making vocation friends isn't about perfect English. It's about knowing exactly what to say in those first 30 seconds. Because that German girl at the beach, I met her again 2 years later, and this time,
Wait, you met her again?
I'm getting there, but first, we need to talk about why us Indians specifically struggle with this. And I'm going to be very honest here, so stick with me. Actually, if you're serious about getting better at real-world English, not textbook English, but the stuff people actually say, hit that subscribe button right now, because we're going deep today.
Okay, Maya, you mentioned Indians specifically. What's different about the Indian experience with English?
Oh man, where do I start? So here's the thing. We learn English in school, right? We can write essays, we know our grammar, we can probably explain what the past perfect continuous tense is better than most native speakers.
Facts.
And then you meet someone from Australia at a cafe in Bangalore and they say something like, "How's it going?" And your brain goes, wait, are they asking how I'm traveling somewhere? Are they asking about my progress on a project? Do they think I'm going somewhere?
I love this because it's so real.
And it's because we learned how do you do in school, which, by the way, nobody says. Or we learned may I know your good name, which just confuses people.
Wait, what's wrong with may I know your good name?
Dude, English speakers just say, what's your name? Or even more casual, I'm Maya and you are. That's it. No good name, bad name, medium name, just your name.
Okay, I see what you mean.
And then there's the accent thing. Oh my God, Carlos, the accent thing.
Tell me.
So I used to be so self-conscious about my Indian accent. Like I'd practice British pronunciation in my room. Water, tomato, schedule, trying to sound like I'm from London. Until I met this guy from Scotland at a hostel in Ladakh. And Carlos, I swear, I could not understand half of what he was saying. Like we were speaking the same language, but I'm nodding along like, yeah, totally. And internally, I'm like, what is happening right now?
That's brilliant.
And that's when it clicked. Everyone has an accent. Americans can't understand Scottish people. Australians sound completely different from Canadians. It's not my accent that's the problem. An accent is just your story, where you're from.
I love that. Your accent is your story. Can we make that a t-shirt?
Sure, but here's the real issue Indians face. Grammar paralysis.
Oh, I know this one too well.
Right? Like you want to say something, so you start constructing the perfect sentence in your head. I am wanting to go to the market to purchase, and by the time you figured out whether it's to purchase or for purchasing, the conversation has moved to a completely different topic.
Yes, and you know what? Native speakers make grammar mistakes all the time. They say me and John went instead of John and I went. They end sentences with prepositions. They split infinitives.
Thank you. So here's our first real phrase for today, and I want everyone listening to remember this one. The easiest way to start a conversation with someone on vacation. Mind if I join?
Simple, casual, non-threatening.
Exactly. You see people playing cards at a hostel? Mind if I join? You see a group at a beach bonfire? Mind if I join? Someone sitting alone at a restaurant looking at a map. Is anyone sitting here?
And notice it's a question, but you're not asking permission like you're in school. You're just being friendly.
Yes. Another good one, is anyone sitting here? Same energy works everywhere.
And then once you sit down, you need your opening line. Here's my go-to. So, where are you from? Or even more casual, where are you guys from?
Love that one. And it works because everyone on vacation is from somewhere else, so it's natural. Plus, it opens the door for them to ask you back.
Another one I use constantly. First time here? Or how long are you here for?
Ooh, yes. Or what brings you here? That's a bit more open-ended. Sometimes people are traveling for fun, sometimes for work, sometimes they're soul-searching after a breakup. That question lets them share as much or as little as they want.
Smart. And here's a trick. Compliment something specific. Not just nice shirt, but cool backpack. Where'd you get it? Or that book looks interesting. What's it about?
Yes, because that gives them something to talk about. It's not just, thanks, it's a whole conversation starter.
Maya, tell them about the Goa story.
Oh, okay. So this is the German girl story I started with. So 2 years after that awkward thank you moment, I'm in Goa again, different beach, errand ball this time, and I see a group of people playing volleyball.
And this time you were ready.
This time I walk up and I say confidently, mind if I join? Just like that. And this Italian guy smiles and says, of course, we need one more person anyway. And I play volleyball for like an hour, and afterwards we're all sitting on the beach and someone says, let's grab dinner together.
That's the magic moment.
That's the moment. And at dinner, I look across the table and there's the same German girl from 2 years ago. And she recognizes me too. And we both just start laughing because she's like, beach friends, we meet again.
That's incredible.
And this time, I was ready. We talked all night. I got her Instagram, we stayed in touch, and when I went to Berlin last year, I stayed at her apartment for 4 days. 4 days. All because I knew how to say 4 words. Mind if I join?
Okay, we're going to get into the deeper phrases in a minute, like how to keep a conversation going beyond where you're from. But first, Maya has the most embarrassing train story, and you're not going to believe what she said.
Ugh, do I have to tell this?
Yes, but first... So, you've started the conversation. You've asked where they're from. They've answered. Now what? This is where a lot of people panic.
Oh, totally. There's this awkward silence and you're both just like, so yeah.
Right. So here's your lifeline. How are you finding place name? For example, how are you finding India or how are you finding Goa?
That's a great one because it's not just do you like it, it's more open. They can talk about food, culture, people, experiences, whatever.
Exactly. And then you can build on whatever they say. If they mention food, you can say, oh, have you tried local dish yet? Or there's this amazing place you should check out.
Which brings me to my favorite phrase, you should totally check out place or thing. It positions you as the helpful local and people love getting insider tips.
And here's a subtle one that works beautifully. That sounds amazing. Tell me more about that.
Ooh, yes. People love talking about their experiences. So if someone mentions they went paragliding, don't just say cool. Say, that sounds amazing. Tell me more about that. And let them talk.
Active listening. It's not just about what you say, it's about showing you're interested.
Exactly. Another one, how did you get into their interest? Like if someone mentions they're a photographer, how did you get into photography? Boom. Instant, deeper conversation.
And if you want to share something about yourself without seeming like you're bragging, try, this might sound random, but, and then share your story.
Oh, I use that one all the time. This might sound random, but I actually traveled to this same place 3 years ago. Or this might sound random, but I'm terrified of hiking and I forced myself to do it yesterday.
It softens the self-disclosure, makes it feel more conversational and less like you're making the conversation about you.
Yes, and here's one for when you genuinely don't understand something they said. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you say it again? Not what, not huh, a full sentence that shows you're engaged.
Or even, wait, say that again. That sounds interesting. It shows you're interested, not that you're slow.
Perfect. And if you said something and you can see they look confused, just laugh and say, sorry, let me rephrase that, or I don't think I explained that well.
Taking responsibility for the communication. I love it.
Okay, fine, Carlos, I'll tell the train story. So, this is during my second year of college. I'm taking an overnight train from Bangalore to Mumbai, classic Indian long distance train journey.
The ones that take like 18 hours?
Exactly. And I'm in a sleeper compartment, and there's this British couple in their 30s, clearly backpacking across India, and they seem so cool. Like they have these vintage backpacks and they're reading books and drinking chai from the platform vendors like pros.
Okay, setting the scene.
And I'm thinking, I should talk to them. This is my chance to practice English. They seem nice. So I'm building up courage for like 3 hours. 3 hours, Carlos.
Oh no.
Finally, the guy smiles at me and says, long journey, yeah? And I panic, full panic, and I say, yes, I am also going to Mumbai to attend a cousin-brother wedding function.
Cousin brother?
Cousin brother. Like, they don't know if you mean cousin or brother, so you say both. It's what we say in India, but it's not proper English. And the moment it came out of my mouth, I wanted to jump off the moving train.
What did they say?
They were so sweet. They were just like, oh, lovely. Weddings are beautiful. And we actually ended up having a great conversation, but I was so in my head about that cousin-brother thing.
But that's the point, right? You made a mistake and the conversation still happened. The friendship still formed.
Exactly. And you know what I learned? Native English speakers don't care about these small mistakes. They care about the connection. So now when I talk to people, I've stopped trying to be perfect. I just focus on being real.
All right, so now we're past the small talk. You've been talking for 20 minutes. Maybe you've grabbed food together and you're starting to actually connect. This is where it gets good.
Shows you're interested in their culture, not just the free food.
Now, here's a phrase for when cultural differences come up. That's so different from what I'm used to, said with genuine curiosity, not judgment.
Exactly. It's not that's weird, it's that's different, and I'm interested in understanding it.
And if you want to explain something that might seem strange to them, I know this might seem unusual, but...
Like, I know this might seem unusual, but in India, we often eat with our hands. It's actually more hygienic, and it's part of the cultural experience.
Okay, so I have to tell you about the time I accidentally asked someone on a date. I was in Portugal, staying at a hostel in Lisbon, and there's this girl from Canada, and we've been chatting in the common area for a couple nights, right? Very friendly, talking about travel plans, sharing recommendations.
Sounds innocent.
So I want to suggest we explore the city together, but I'm translating directly from Spanish in my head, and I swear I thought this was casual. I say, do you want to go out with me tomorrow?
Oh no.
And she gets this look on her face, like surprised, but also confused. And she says, like, on a date? And I'm like, what? No, I mean, just to walk around the city.
What should you have said?
I should have said, want to explore the city together tomorrow? Or should we check out that specific place tomorrow? Something specific and casual, not go out with me, which in English usually means a romantic date.
This is why context matters.
We laughed about it and we did end up exploring together as friends, but it taught me that literal translation doesn't always work. In Spanish, salir is casual. In English, go out has romantic implications.
So the lesson here is be specific about activities. Instead of vague invitations, say exactly what you mean.
Yes, want to grab dinner is more casual than go out. Should we check out that museum is clearer than want to hang out.
Okay, let's talk about the stuff that gets awkward, because not every interaction goes smoothly.
Right. So what if you don't understand someone's accent?
Here's what you do. Sorry, your accent is new to me. Could you say that a bit slower? It puts it on you learning, not them being unclear.
Smart. And if someone doesn't understand you, don't get defensive. Just say, let me try saying that differently.
What about if someone's being kind of rude or you're not vibing with them?
You can politely exit. I'm going to catch up with my friends, but enjoy your night. Or I need to make a phone call, but it was nice meeting you.
And if someone's getting too personal too fast, you can redirect. That's kind of personal, but I'd love to hear about, and then you change the subject.
Boundaries are okay, even on vacation, even when making friends.
What about the opposite, when you really click with someone and you want to make plans but don't want to seem desperate?
This is so real. Here's what you do. A few of us are heading to place tomorrow night if you want to come.
The a few of us makes it casual, even if it's just you.
Or, I'm planning to check out activity this week. Let me know if you're interested.
Yes, and then the ball's in their court. You've made the offer and they can say yes or no without pressure.
Here's a great phrase for keeping things casual. No pressure, but...
As in, no pressure, but we're doing a day trip on Saturday if you want to join. Or, no pressure, but if you need a recommendation for where to stay next, I have ideas.
And if plans fall through and you want to reschedule, things came up, but I'd love to reschedule if you're around longer.
Honest, respectful, keeps the door open. Okay, I want to end with a story that really shows why all of this matters, why vacation friendships are so special, why learning these phrases isn't just about English, it's about connection.
I love this story.
So last year, I was in Thailand, Chiang Mai, and I was having a rough time. Personal stuff, family pressure about career choices, the usual 20-something crisis.
Relatable.
And I'm sitting alone at this night market eating pad thai, and I'm trying not to cry into my noodles. And this girl sits down next to me, Australian, probably in her 40s, and she says, "First time in Thailand?"
Good opener.
And I say, "No, actually, third time." And she says, "But first time alone?" And I don't know why, but something about the way she asked, so gentle, I just started talking. I told her everything about feeling lost, about not knowing if I was disappointing my parents, about feeling like everyone else had it figured out except me.
Wow.
And she listened, really listened. And then she told me about how when she was my age, she dropped out of law school to become a photographer, and her family didn't talk to her for 2 years. But she's been a travel photographer for 20 years now, and she's happy.
That's beautiful.
We talked for 3 hours, and at the end, she said something I'll never forget. She said, "The courage to speak, in English, in any language, that's the same courage it takes to live your life authentically. You're already doing the hard part."
That's powerful.
I never saw her again. I don't even remember her name. But that conversation made possible because I could speak English, because I knew how to keep a conversation going, because I was brave enough to be vulnerable. That conversation changed something in me.
That's what we're really talking about here. It's not about perfect grammar or sounding like a native speaker. It's about having the tools to connect with people, to hear their stories and share yours.
Exactly. So here's what I want everyone listening to understand. You already have everything you need. The English you learned in school, that's your foundation. The phrases we talked about today, those are your tools. But the real magic, that's your courage.
Every story we told today started with one person being brave enough to say hello, to ask, "Mind if I join?" to stay in the conversation even when it felt awkward.
And I know that if you're listening to this podcast, you're that person. You're already preparing. You're already learning. You're already doing the work.
And when that moment comes, when you're at a hostel or a beach or a train or a cafe, and there's an opportunity to connect with someone, you're going to be ready.
You're going to walk up and you're going to say those first words, and a conversation is going to happen. And maybe it'll just be a nice chat, or maybe it'll turn into dinner plans, or maybe, like that Australian photographer, that person will say exactly what you need to hear at exactly the right moment.
But none of it happens if you don't start the conversation.
So here's our challenge to you. The next time you have the opportunity, not tomorrow, not next week, but the next time, say one of these phrases, just one. "Mind if I join?" "Where are you from?" "That sounds interesting. Tell me more."
And then come back and tell us what happened. Comment on this video, send us a message, share your story. Because this podcast isn't just about us talking, it's about building a community of people who are brave enough to connect.
Every Monday, we release a new episode with real conversations, practical phrases, and stories that matter. So subscribe if you haven't already, because we're building something here.
Next week, we're talking about dating phrases because yes, vacation romances are real, and yes, they're even more awkward than vacation friendships, and yes, we have stories.
So many stories.
Until then, keep practicing, keep being brave, and remember,
Your English doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. Thanks for listening to Vacation English. I'm Maya,
and I'm Carlos.
and we'll see you next week.